Hello, hello. You should be able to hear me now. Let me know if let me know if you can hear me now. Yeah, you got me? Okay, awesome. Sorry, for some reason OBS reverted back to my default my default mic, which is not my main mic. All right. So, hi everyone. We got some audio now, so I'll restart what I was saying. Basically, this week, today is going to be a bit slower than other days, because I've been sick for the last week. Just after the stream last week, actually, I became... I felt it coming, so this week has been pretty rough. So for tonight, I was thinking maybe just, playing the game, making some new islands, maybe chatting with you guys, and just enjoying some music, basically. Is there a cat in the background? Yes. That's, where is it? Here. That's Leclerc? Jean-Louis Leclerc. It's a French name, because I'm French-Canadian. And basically, he's a rescue cat from a refuge, from a shelter. And we just call him Leclerc, because he has a very long name that the shelter gave him. So yeah, I'm surprised you haven't seen or heard him in the last stream so far, because he's very loud, very talkative, and yeah, we might see him or hear him today. Yeah. Alright, so let's switch to gameplay. And if I recall correctly, there should be no lag. Oh no, there is a lag, wait. Oh, is it good? Is it fine? There was a lag for some... Okay, no, the lag is still there. Let me try to find... Okay. No lag here? Awesome. Pretty sure I've heard him in past streams. Yeah, probably. Sometimes he screams. He has a very deep voice. It's actually quite impressive. If the music is too loud, let me know. Because it's loud in my... headphones, but it's quieter for you, so I never know if it's too loud. Okay, so, yeah, I was thinking of just making some islands today, just hanging out. It's fine, perfect, awesome. So, let's create a new island, because, every island we make ends up in the game, and we don't really take the time to create a bunch of islands, except when we need to, implement a new feature. So when we added the caves and the ponds, we, added some islands with caves and ponds. But, we never really sit down and just make islands for fun. So I thought I'd do that. It will, enhance your experience next time you play the, the next update. So, we should find an island name here. So, what should the name be? Let's do a collaborative process here. And maybe the name will inspire the island features. Aotearoa. Oh wow. Does that mean something? Okay, so next one will be future. Let's start with Aotearoa. Oh. It's New Zealand's Maori for Land of the Long White Cloud. That's super cool. The Maori people are actually a big inspiration for the artistic style of our civilization, amongst other cultures, but this one was pretty cool. Okay, cool. So, Land of the Long White Cloud. That's pretty beautiful. Okay, so... long white cloud. So I'm thinking maybe a very elongated island, because we don't have these in the game yet. We have very round islands, So maybe we can have something be more of a path, right? The Maori people? Maori people? I don't know. My accent is blocking me here. White boy. Yeah, exactly. A white boy. So, let's do, should we start with the medium size? Yeah, that feels good. Okay, so what cool features should we have here? The Maori people. Hello everyone, hi Max, hi Mary, hi Solen. Everyone is here. Alright. So, let's start building the shape, shall we? So maybe something like almost like a snake shape. Alright, let's do it like that. Then always add some slopes for the player to climb onto. Like that. So you kind of see, you'll see kind of my process for creating islands. So all islands in the game are handmade. Every single thing placed by hand. It's gotten a lot faster since we can just click for the trees and bushes. But for the island pieces, it's still the old process where they will spawn at the island spawn point, and then, you know, they are they have to be manually placed with the the sliders here. You know, if you wanted to, you've met the follower criteria for affiliate here on Twitch. All you need to work towards for it is regular streaming, streak-based, and at least 3 or more viewers. I don't think I have. So affiliate is, I think, 12 hours or something like that. Or maybe not. There's a specific number of hours, and I did the math, and if I only do 3 hours per week, I'm never gonna hit that goal. So either I do longer live streams, which I don't really think is a possibility with my employer, or I'm never gonna hit it by just a small margin. But what's the difference between affiliate and not affiliate? Like, what's the advantages? Why should I like try to go for it, right? Because I don't know much about Twitch, let me tell you that. Okay, so here I'm thinking that I'm gonna make some kind of a hole, because right now all the caves we have in the game, you cannot enter them from the side. And I'm thinking maybe I'm gonna make a commitment here. So it's gonna be a hole. You fall into the hole, and now you're trapped in a cave, and you have to find a way to get out of the cave. But there are some rewards too, and getting out of the cave implies maybe getting out from under the island. So like a hidden exit or of some sort. I can drop bits for you, play sounds, earn channel points, and more. That sounds fun. Subscriptions, and we the viewer can get some cool Aloft emotes. Oh, that's pretty cool. I love that. Okay. Okay. Let's try that. Okay. So, about that cave. Okay. So, we will need to... okay, we'll need some kind of plateau here. Maybe that one is too small. Should be fine. Okay, so what we want to do is place the entrance of the cave somewhere around here. Alright. Now, the rock of the caves have a special shader or something. Maybe Max could be more precise. That makes them darker, more wet, and all that stuff, you know. And when you're in a cave, you know, you'll see those darker surfaces. As opposed to the rock that you see on the islands are a bit lighter. So you can't have that rock showing, otherwise it's gonna look, you know, ugly. So let's try that. Secret tunnel, yes, exactly. But you'll have to make those emotes, but I'm sure Kenzie can draw something up. Yeah. We already have some emojis for the Discord that Kenzie made. They're pretty cool. So maybe I'll use that. Is the square cave prop next to the straight one? Oh. So the square cave. So this. I'm thinking that's what you mean. So that's just you know, a square that has the same rock properties as this one. Oh, you just heard him. The cat. So it's gonna be darker and wet and all that stuff, but it's very square, so it's more made for like patching up something. Okay. You can set the tunnel pieces parent to the previous one, so it's easy to move around bigger chunks of tunnels. Yeah, can I do that automatically? Like, okay, if I want to add this, for example, and I put it down, okay. And I set its parent as the previous one. Now, obviously, if I move the previous one, everything's gonna move together. Awesome. But if I spawn a new piece, I thought maybe the parent would become automatically the one of the previous one. But no, okay, that's fine. Okay, let's just hope I don't mess up and have to change a lot of pieces around. Okay, so secret tunnel. What should be fun? Like, what would be nice to find when you explore a cave, right? I'll let you think of cool creative ideas for the cave while I work on the rest of the shape of the island. Okay, so let's do here, a piece here. Maybe we'll do kind of an elevation, right? Like a slope. So this one should be bigger, and then we have an even bigger one here. Okay. Bones, face stones, bones. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, I could place some bones in the cave, like dead animals or a bear that slept for way too long, something like that. Okay. So let's try to make a real emerald isle here, because you know we try to use a bunch of our assets creatively, like the trees and the bushes and all that stuff, to make different sub biomes. To make it feel like each island is unique right now in the game, because we don't have real biomes. But the concept arts for the Emerald Isles are very open, very long and flat, with some forest here and there. It feels very peaceful. Maybe I'm gonna try to make one of those without making it boring, obviously. In-game, are bones as rare as they seem to me, or am I just not finding them? So, bones are mainly a reward for exploration. So, they are not as rare as we may think. They are just very well hidden. But not all of the islands have them. So, they're pretty rare. Don't be mistaken. They are very, very rare. But you know, from the starting cluster, you can get enough bones to make a couple tools. And you know, once you have the starting tools, you don't really need much more, because the bone meal is not really used for any recipes right now. So until we have specific recipes for bone meal, you know, keep it for your for your tools. And one thing that's going to be great is, you know, the sharpening mechanic of our weapons and tools. You know, you can have some more use for your bones if you want to upgrade your weapons. Okay, so here, let's maybe lower this one a bit, just to make it easy to access like this. Excellent. All right. Very wide islands, basically. Yeah, that describes the Emerald Isles. I'm very excited to have the new biomes in. We've been talking this week and last week about progression in the game. So like, when do you unlock new systems? How much harder or how much different does it become with new biomes? How do you find new biomes? And all of that ties in obviously with the exploration system that I'm going to be working on fairly soon, I hope. So like, everything related to like finding new stuff is going to be fun. Vince, our other game designer, is currently working on the sailing system. So for all of you who find it pretty boring right now, sailing, which, you know, it kind of is, there's nothing to do, we plan to have a bunch of cool features, like, you know, different types of storms, different weather events that can happen, all that stuff. It's going to be very fun. The tunnels gets automatically dark when you get deep enough. If it doesn't darker, try to make it longer. Yeah, that's true. So, oh yeah, because Adamant says, I was wondering if you can make dark place in future. I can try doing cave, but it didn't work for me. What are requirements to place? Yeah, so basically, as long as you're in between two of these cave pieces, it's gonna be dark. If you don't have two pieces on each side anymore, it's done. It's not gonna be dark anymore. But you know, it's a small gradient, so small mistakes won't really affect it that much. If you're running through the cave, that is. Okay. So, what would be fun for this shape? I'm thinking maybe a very... What was the name again? It was Land of the Long White Cloud. Okay. White. White. I'm thinking maybe corrupted. Because corruption is white. Okay. Oh, we have a visitor. I don't know if you heard him play with his little ball in the corridor, but there we go. This is Leclerc. This is my little kitty. So, yeah. He might disturb me a while today because he seems very affectionate this afternoon, I should say. Because for me, it's the morning. Because I went to sleep at like 7 a.m. I wasn't able to sleep because I was feeling pretty sick. And I caught a live stream of Aloft pretty late. So I watched that. Triangle tattoo. Yeah. Tattoo. You see, I don't have my my stresses at the right places for words. My tattoo, yeah. So I'm assuming he doesn't want to leave. He just wants to stay. I'm assuming by the question mark that it's a question for what it stands for. He looks not quite happy. Oh, he is. Yeah, he really is. So he can stay there like that for hours. He doesn't mind. He will try to jump on me from the table there and just jump like a bird would do on my shoulder when he wants to cuddle. Yeah, he's a good boy. So yeah, he's 6 years old. So we assume he's 6 years old because it's hard to tell with stray cats, in shelters, but that's the rough approximation. So he doesn't really have a birthday, but we just say that his birthday is whenever we adopted him. So there we go. It's in June. August, sorry. I'm a bad dad. Alright, no, he doesn't want... Look, he's grabbing onto me. He doesn't want to go. So, yeah, so about the tattoo. So, it's a triangle, because for me, for some obscure reason, the triangle represents creativity. And it's something very important in my life, because, I love game design, but I love also a bunch of different creative endeavors. So, I have this tattoo as a kind of a reminder, because I'm very proactive in my creative life, so I try to start projects and gather people around and make something happen. And this is on my hand because it's the hand I use to write, to draw, to do anything creative related, because I'm right-handed. So this is kind of a reminder to use that hand, to do something with it, because I see it every day, and it reminds me of this hand has the creativity. It's kind of weird and cliche, but it meant something to me. So there we go. Also, the orientation of the triangle is pointing towards outside the hand because it's flowing out. Yeah, there we go. 10 years younger than my cat. Oh my god, so your cat is 16 years old. Oh, wow, that is impressive. That is an old cat. I hope he's doing just fine. Alright, so let's try to do some kind of mountain here. So something to climb or something to land on, perhaps. And maybe also a little space for a base, because we don't have a lot of very flat surfaces for a base right now. I should probably use different pieces than this one. Okay. There we go. Like that. Okay, and let's hide something here. So let's not do this one. Let's do a large, like that. Okay, so that is very, it's a line. maybe I should break this shape a bit. That's quite a big island. Yes, indeed. So, quite a big island indeed. I was thinking maybe, you know, here we can have a good plateau for a base, and then down there I could have a forest, maybe. Or maybe the opposite, you know, you land here, it's a nice field, open area, you can build a base. Maybe we have some kind of... Oh, that's the cave, right? Okay. And then here, you can have a forest, and then the mountain, and maybe something hidden, like, in the mountain. It's almost the shape of New Zealand. That's kind of true. Yeah. As you add islands, all I can think is how many sail it will need. Yeah, because that's the one thing that the game, you know, tried to check before, you know, seeing if an island can be sailed. Is that clear? Basically, the more pieces you have, the heavier it is, and if you have too many, it's not going to be sailable. So yeah, I'll try to, but this is a very small amount of pieces compared to some of the other islands. Because, for example, the starting island, we had to shape it to guide the player through it in a very specific way, and we wanted to reveal information in a specific way too. So that meant that... Oh, this song is annoying. Sorry. Okay. So that meant that. It used a lot of pieces just for shaping it without it being much bigger. Then yeah, so this is totally fine. For me, it looks like it's already too heavy. Yeah, you'll be surprised. I won't add a lot of more blocks to it after that. So maybe I'll make a little path underneath here. My next one is gonna be smaller. Okay. So little path here. Let's have the space for it. There we go. And then here. Okay, something like that. We can rotate it. Okay, awesome. So let's make sure the player can actually climb it. So there we go. Oh, the player wants to go into his little blanket fort. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, let's make little slopes like this. This should be fine. It's just like little steps. Okay. Alright, so how do we climb this? So we'll need probably something like that. How big can we make it without it being... That's annoying, I have to lower it like that. Okay. This one is pretty hard to place because it's so large, but it's pretty useful to have a slope like that. Okay. So this is the boring part, just adding pieces. Well, maybe boring to watch, but fun because you get to feel like a sculptor. Okay, so the mountain, should we make it easy to climb or hard to climb? It's not much of a mountain, but you know, it's something. Maybe go around. That would be too many pieces. But just leave it as that and have players figure out how to climb it. Okay. So now let's finish the cave and we'll be done with the shape of the island. And as opposed to photo mode, I think you can't accelerate. Yeah, you can't go faster with the camera here. So I'll have to move around slowly like that. Okay, so let's at least have like a splitting path so that people have a choice. Alright, here. And shall we make it very much confusing? Because there's a very simple way to do that. If we just have one of the paths join back the other one, it's gonna be hella confusing. You know, we can hide some cool rewards in there, so it's gonna be worth it. I'm not aiming usually for confusion, but, you know, we're... why not? It's not gonna be a too big system. Alright, like that. Pretty cool. Awesome. Now this one can reach back the other one. Oh, I forgot. We'll have to make sure that we isolate this after that to make sure that we don't see this from the outside. Okay, so let's see if I can get this right. So this has to be like that. Okay. And now this one has to join this one. Oh, I see. Maybe that's not the best place to do it, or maybe it's just the wrong angle. Yeah, this angle should be fine. So, okay, so you enter the cave here, and now you have a choice. You can go right or left. If you go left, you have a reward here, and it goes back to the right path. Okay, and here should be probably the exit. So, how should I do that? Well, actually, maybe it's easier to have this like that. Alright. So as I said, this today, slower day, I'm gonna, you know, making islands. If you have any questions, let me know. If you wanna talk about something, I'll be glad to. I'm just feeling very sick, so I might be in slow mode. Now here, let's add that. Also, if you have any music tastes and any songs you like to hear, let me know too. Oof, okay, how do I do that? Updates are monthly, right? So when is the next update? So updates are not monthly. Sorry. They are based on just milestones that we have. So basically we'll, you know, we have planned the different updates for all the development. And they are kind of linked together as like themes or, you know, necessities. So we package them up together, all the features that we think fits into a milestone, and then we will then publish it when it's ready. So there's no real deadline or timeline, except that, you know, we kind of have one internally, but, you know, we don't do like every month. We do, I think, every 3 months or something, and when we get close to being ready, we announce a date. So I think next update is centered around, it's the I think it's the adventure update. No, is that I think it's the alchemy and corruption update, something like that. I don't know the exact name of it. Okay, so let me do this. And then maybe rotate around and end it there. Okay. Now I kind of want to make dungeons, a big dungeon style island with staff to explore inside and nodes to destroy in it. Yes. So that's that's something I'm currently creating. It's too big for now. We need more optimization before, you know, we can try to handle it. 'Cause yeah, it needs a lot of assets to make a big dungeon like that. But maybe in the future we'll make it more easy to build some kind of dungeons-like structure in caves and stuff like that. And, you know, make it possible, because since the beginning of the game, in the early concept arts, we always wanted to have these very... Oh, hello. Always wanted to have these very large islands to explore that are like almost too big to sail, you know. But you still can. It's just gonna take you a long time to get them ready. But you know, it's possible. So that's always something we thought could be fun, but we'll have to optimize the game a bit more before it's possible. My God. Oh, by the way, is tilting island pieces not available now? No, it's not. Maybe it will be, maybe it won't. It won't. I don't know. Max could probably answer that, because we have like a texture for the grass and for the rock, and I don't quite remember if they're like automatically detected, so that if you can just rotate the piece, then magically like the texture adapts. Because that's kind of what happens with the big rocks here. So for example, if I take this, add it here, and add some grass, so you can see the grass on it. If I rotate it, the grass automatically adjusts to the new rotation of the piece. So if that's what we have on the islands, then maybe it's possible? Who knows? It is a shader on the grass blades that doesn't support tilting. Okay, so it's the grass. But it might change in the future. Awesome. Thanks, Max. Okay, so time to hide this cave. So you enter the cave here, and then you can choose left with a little reward. You can choose right, it brings you back here, and then there's the exit. But if you want, you can go here. Okay. So how do we hide it? Usually the answer is a bunch of these pieces, because they are very tall and they get thinner at the bottom, so you can kind of use them creatively for your needs. Okay, so as a starting point, I'm just gonna place down a wall. Where's my wall? Here. Alright, like that. Yeah, sure. So the cave wall has the same texture as the cave. Can we make it more here? Yes, okay. Now we need something to hide the top of it, and we have the PA. You see, P in the island piece name is pancake, because it's very flat. So it will be able to hide that nicely, like that. Yeah, okay. So let's just place it here. Okay. And then maybe I'll add some kind of decoration piece here, so that it doesn't look so flat. Okay. So that's done. Now we need to get this side. So I'm curious, a bunch of you guys have been here for a while. Orchidee Fan, Adaman, Chiabata, I think you're there from previous streams too. I kind of want to learn more about you guys, so like, you know, how old are you? What do you do for a living? Or what do you study? Or are you still at school? You know, what's up with you guys? Because personally, I tell you, but I'm pretty sure you know that I'm a game designer working for Astrolab. You know, there's a bit more to know, but you know, I'm 23 years old. We're from Montreal. I'm from near Montreal, but that's close enough. We're in Quebec, in Canada. So a lot of people from the team are originally from France. One person is from British Columbia too. But you know, everyone just moved here for their various reasons, and now we're all in Montreal. Oh, okay, so that's... Is that a hole we want? It looks nice, but we'll have this here, so it's fine. I'll hide it. Yeah, so Solène says yeah, but yeah, Solène is from France. Little croissant emoji. Nice. Alright. So, like this. Okay. So now this is fully functional. We can jump here. We're in the hole. Excellent. And it's going to be impossible to go back with the glider from here. We can probably build stairs. It's going to be hard too, but you know, you're kind of trapped. Okay, now let's make sure nothing goes through the walls. Awesome. Okay. Now about this one. Let's hide this side first. Oh, I'm gonna have to patch the outside because this looks a bit weird, just hanging out. Oh yeah, I proposed to Felix, our HR guy, to do an activity this spring, because if you're not from Canada, you might not notice, but there's a weird thing here called Sugar Shack. So it's, you know, the closest translation is Sugar Shack, but it's cabane à sucre in French. So basically, we have a lot of maple trees, and they produce way too much maple syrup. So we have like kind of a big buffet of maple syrup or recipes or meals, whatever you want to call them. So basically, it's kind of usually it's in the countryside. It's one of those, you know, big maple farms, and they have kind of an old rustic house made of you know, wood, and then you go there and you eat. I think you pay an entry fee of X amount. It's pretty expensive. I think it's like $50 or something. And then you get to eat as much as you want of, you know, a bunch of maple-related things. So ham with maple, some what's it called? You know, the pies with the. there are things that we call pet de sœur, which translates to sister's fart. I don't know if you have that in English, in, you know, English, not in Quebec, basically. So it's a dough with brown sugar and some other stuff. It's rolled on itself and makes a roll that's caramelized. So it's very, 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 very tasty. So you have that. You have a bunch of sugar pies, maple pies. I don't know what's the name. I'm lost with my words here. Then you have some. You know, you mostly go there for the desserts, but the meals are pretty good too. So yeah, so you got a bunch of these maple meals and desserts, and then you have what, you know, most of the kids are excited for, which is the tir sur neige, which is tir. I don't know if there's an English name for that. On snow. So basically, what you do is you boil maple syrup so much that it becomes way thicker and more condensed, so much more sweet. And what you do is you pour that on fresh snow, and the snow will actually harden the syrup until it's kind of like it's let's find the translation of the reference I'm trying to say. So molasses. No, not that. Yeah, molasses. So it becomes like the texture of molasses, basically. But it has the taste of maple syrup, real maple syrup, but much sweeter. And so you poke it with a stick, and then you roll it around the stick, so you have kind of a lollipop made of maple syrup. It's very, very tasty. And yeah, after like 3 or 4 of these lollipops, you pass out because it's too much sugar. But it's very, very tasty. So the Sugar Shack is that place where you can eat all you want of these maple products, and then you have some farm animals outside, so you can do a pony ride and go on a horseback riding, stuff like that. There are sheep and no, not sheep, sorry. Yeah, sometimes there's sheep, goat, and other stuff. It's a very weird concept. It's very Canadian. But yeah, we're thinking of going this year with the office, with everyone from Astrolab, just because so many people never heard of that, never went before. It might be a bunch of fun. So yeah, so I thought I'd share with you, because every time I say that to people, they kind of are like, is this real? Are you teasing me? Are you really have like a place where you can just all you can eat maple stuff? And yes, we do have that. Okay. It almost sounds like a cliche. We're our own caricature. But it's so good. It's so good. Okay, so making the caves is very long. We have to like enveloping the cave is what takes the longest. That's the most Canadian thing I've ever heard. Yeah, that I'm sure it is. I believe you. But you know, we don't live in igloos and that, but there are some moose in Canada, not just a lot of them near Montreal, and we do like Tim Hortons, so those are true. Some cliches are true, some are don't, but you know, yeah, we're Canadians. Okay, is that fine? Yeah, because these are pretty flat from the underside. Okay, so that's good. Let's add this one. Then we'll almost be done with the shape of the island. Oh, I don't know why I'm doing this, because I'm gonna have to hide this anyway, right? Okay, let's do that first. So if I take an XL, is it too big? Maybe. Yeah, it's way too big. Okay, medium one. So basically I'm trying to make it a bit more realistic, where, you know, the bottom of the island will not be so flat. Except that it was kind of the prompt, right? We were kind of thinking about something flat. Oh, this is a nice area for a secret. But at this point, do people expect the secret too much? Like, you're gonna check every underside of all the islands. Maybe we'll need to find new tricks to fool people. The Tim Hortons nearby doesn't fill up my cup all the way. Oh no, Mary! You're having such a poor life. Such a Canadian problem. Tim Hortons doesn't give me enough coffee. Aww. Yeah, I have a Tim Hortons basically at like maybe 1 minute walk from my place. So usually in the morning we go there, but they're so understaffed that, you know, we're trying to be very sweet with them and comprehensive, but they always get our order wrong. It's always the wrong thing, or they forget, and we have to say, "Hey, did you forget?" And they're like, "Oh yes, I did. Sorry." Yeah, the pandemic really hit us hard. I remember, you know, being in college and having these Tim Hortons and A&W opened until, you know, 24/7, really. Now it's not the case anymore. They closed during the night, most of them. Tim Hortons was actually one of my best memories from college. So basically we had a group of people who are very, very much interested in board games. So I'm myself a big board game fan, if you guys don't know already. So it's kind of I specialize in board game design at first, so, you know, it's kind of my field. And I had, yeah, this play group that we met every Monday at the local Tim Hortons. Because back then, you know, we were we were young at college. Our apartment, our place wasn't really a great place to play games. I had roommates that I didn't know. I was kind of renting the room, not the whole apartment. So I was paired with some random peoples, and they were not to my liking. So I tried to not hang out there as much as I could. Yeah. So basically, we would go to Tim Hortons, bring some games, play some games until, oh my god, until like 7 in the morning. So from like 8 or 6 p.m. to 7 in the morning, every single week, every Monday. That was super fun. That was such good memories. We chose Tim Hortons because it was open 24/7, and also we could have, you know, a drink, have a meal, or, you know, a food. And it was not as dirty, and it was a more hospitable place than McDonald's. People were more kind, so we chose that place. So yeah, drink, food, a table to play games. What more could you ask? So we went there so much that at some point, you know, the lady that worked the night shift on Mondays just knew us so well. She would like expect us to come and to play some games, and then she know like by heart our orders and all that stuff. It was pretty sweet. Yeah, and then obviously the next morning we wouldn't go to class because we were so exhausted from playing games all night. That was fun times. I'm not living there anymore, so I don't really talk to these friends much. But you know, some of them I do. You know, I organize some LARPs in the summer, so sometimes I see them in the LARPs. The live action role plays, for those who don't know what the LARP is. And then we also play some video games together and sometimes meet up for board games. But it's kind of hard because we're not in the same city anymore. People split sometimes, so it's fine. Alright. Oops. Still a place here. Oh, I'm surprised this is just below the ground of the cave. Awesome. What was I doing here? Okay. Yeah, COVID was kind of a weird thing for me, and you know, for most people, I'm sure. I'm not the exception, because I kind of lost all my friends during COVID that I had since high school. You know, it was never really the friend group for me. We're just so close together because we spent so much time together in high school. So going into the adult life together was kind of easy, but we had our differences since the beginning, and during COVID, you know, they really showed. It was kind of hard to stay friends, and we kind of split up. So I moved here for university at first. So I was kind of going to university to learn game design, because I was already learning game design on my own as like a board game designer. But I thought, hey, maybe I can go to school for it so I can get a proper job and not just, you know, be that random kid who's trying to learn as hard as possible game design. So I got admitted to university in game design, and like 2 weeks later I get a call from my current boss at Astrolab Menu offering me a job. So basically I got the job I wanted if I had, you know, studied at the university. So it was kind of weird because now I don't really need that diploma anymore, except if I lose my job or if, you know, something goes south. It's always good to have it in any way. So yeah. So I moved to Montreal because I for my school and for my job too. And so I left all, you know, my friends behind because it was we weren't at a good place together. It was not great. And yeah, so it was COVID. We were doing school from home. We were doing work from home. And yeah, so with all that, like, how do you make new friends? How do you meet new people when you can't go outside, when everything is closed, and when, you know, you can't meet anyone? So I was kind of in an echo chamber with my girlfriend at the time, because we just, you know, we said, well, we'll have each other, and we didn't see much other people. So yeah, so all this, you know, going to Tim Hortons in the night and all that stuff, that doesn't happen anymore. Okay. How do I do this? I just want to... Oh. Okay. That is very, very straight. Wish there was more texture to it. What's on the other side? Can I have some room for a different piece, maybe? Let's try that. So you see how I'm using so much more pieces just because I'm trying to do a cave. Because I need to close that cave, so that island's gonna end up being pretty heavy. Just for that reason. Okay. Haha, man. I'm trying to have it hidden. Oh god, now I'm just completely blocking it. Okay, maybe if I use this piece. Because I know it's much like a pillar. Yeah, okay. There we go. Oh, by the way, last stream was my first, and I'm a regular now. Oh, awesome. Nice. Yeah, last stream was quite something. I didn't have time to show all the things I wanted to show, because Kenzie just made so much art in the year she's been here. So, yeah, we're gonna have her over again. Maybe next week, maybe the week after that, just to show the rest of the concept art we wanted to show, because there's so much cool stuff that you guys didn't see yet. Yeah, that was pretty cool. And then we'll obviously have the rest of the team slowly come here one at a time, if they want to. I can't force them, but I think it's pretty fun to show you guys like who's making the game, like who we are and all that stuff. Okay, so let's try to hide this cave. Let's try to conceal it like that. Okay, now it just looks like your average, your average. Oh no! Oh, damn it. Oh, can you still? I'm sure you can still get out, right? I just have to make sure it's like this. Okay. Now, if I go from inside the cave here, I can exit, and yeah, I can just jump and glide. Okay, awesome. Cool. So, is there any weird shapes that were created doing that? So we kind of have a... Oh, you know what could be cool? Oh yeah, that could be very cool, actually. If this path right here goes on the side of the island and then goes underneath like that, exits from the other direction here, and reaches here. There you go, you have it. That could be interesting for building, because you could build kind of an like underground base just because it's going under the thing. Could be nice. this stream is so chill, I love it. I'm glad you do. I don't have much streaming experience, so I'm just here talking and, you know, playing the game. Hopefully my personal stories don't bore you. If they do, let me know. Alright, here we go. Then let's have X large. I don't know, maybe. Oh no, because now my cave is gonna be all screwed up, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Because there's a cave in here. Yep. I already screwed it up. Okay. Which one is it? This one? Okay. Like that. Awesome. Okay, so I have to be mindful about my cave. Noted. Okay. Like this. Am I aligned with the cam? What's the best way for me to... Because when I would look at the cam, I kind of rotate my chair, so I'm like, yeah, this is fine. But then when I play, I don't know if I... Is that better? You can kind of see the mic, but can move it up. Okay. Alright. Let's not forget to drink. Because first stream I did, I didn't drink much, and my throat was scratching so much. Okay, so this could be a nice underground cave, and visually we'd also make it more like dirt-based. That could be fun. Okay. And then... Huh. Maybe I'll let the player choose how to connect these. I can maybe give them the tools to do so. So if I just extend this a bit like that, and then I extend this one here, and kind of bring out some other interesting shapes, like this. Oh, does this need... Oh yes, this needs cover up. Okay, my bad, because we can see the... Okay, should have finished my job before I went to do that. Okay, so this is entirely closed, even if this looks like it's not. Does it go through my cave? Yes, it does. Like that, maybe? Okay. Okay. Oh, again, here. Okay. I think that's good. And what does it look like from the outside? Yeah, that works. Oh, is that... no. That's fine, but it's just kind of an awkward hole. We might need something to fix it. Or maybe just, you know, the platform I was trying to make. I'll make it so that it covers it up. There we go. Or maybe lower. Here. I need to check for holes, because sometimes we forget to patch a hole, and now you can see under the island and the weird stuff that you're not supposed to see. Okay. Okay, I'll just have like a normal piece like this here. Yeah, like that. Okay, now I'll also help here Alright, so what I'm thinking here is that we have a bunch of different, you know, platforms. And you can use them however you want. So if what you want to do is to connect them with like a bridge on the side, you can. If you want to make stairs in between, you can. You know, just have fun with it. Okay. So that should be it for the base pieces. So we got a very long island, which was the goal. It's much bigger than what we thought it would be at the start, but you know, happens. Let's just hope it's not too big to sail. So I'm actually gonna try to go in game and find it, see if it's too big. All right, so let's save it. Let's make a bunch of copies. Okay, I'll place that here. Okay, so exit editor. Now I'm gonna create a new game, and I'm gonna add all of my custom islands. Okay. Creative mode on, starting kit, advanced tools, confirm. From the top, looks like an elephant's head. Oh, I didn't notice. I'll check in game. Alright. So we should have the glider. Yeah, okay. Teleport 20. Let's see if we find it. Nope. That's not the one. Oh. Oh, there we go. We have two of them. I'm assuming it's the one. Yeah, it is. I don't see the elephant's head, but I trust you. I believe you. Oh my god, I went so hard into that island I passed through it. Okay, so let's see. We'll explore the cave a bit later. Let's just try to go around it and see. So I can jump here, very easy. I can go down here, I can go up here. Awesome. Now this will be awkward because people will want to jump here and expect it to work. So I'll probably put something here to help. Okay, let me take a note of that. So, slope before mountain. There we go. Okay. So here kind of works, and getting to the top will require a glider. That's fine. Okay. Cool, that works. Now, if we want to go into the cave and see how it's shaped. Oh, I'm exhausted. Do I have water? Oh no, oh no, I unlocked everything because I'm in creative mode, I didn't notice, okay. Okay, so cave. So we see this, we approach and we're like, oh, what's this? And then we fall into it. We can kind of go slowly about it. Okay. There you go. Am I gonna want to jump on that? Is that gonna be annoying? Probably. We have to be very careful about, you know, things that kind of look like you can jump on them, but it's kind of hard to do because it's just going to be annoying in the long run. Oh, we have the. It's kind of like in the prophecy kind of thing. Like you found the secret cave, and now before the sun is set in the horizon and all that stuff. Okay, so yeah, I entered the cave piece, and I don't know who was asking. Maybe Adamin earlier. Oh, sorry, I missed some questions. Any plans with randomly generated loot? I mean, when chests are a thing, will there be wild ones with some random stuff in it? Yes. So, we forgot to show you 2 streams ago, when Max was on, that we have some chests that you have to dig up from the ground, and chests that can appear on islands with some random loot inside. So we kind of control what's inside, but it's sort of randomized. So, random chests will be a thing. It's my favorite part of exploring, dungeons and Minecraft and all that stuff. You kind of look around for these chests, and it's always a nice surprise. So this is a cave part. So I'm inside of one. There's one to my right, but none to my left. So it's not dark. When I go into this one, see, it gets dark because now I have a cave piece on my left and a cave piece on my right. So that's how it works. Give gear. Let's bring out a torch. Okay, so now I have 2 options. Here would be some kind of reward. Here would be the exit. Here would be something else. And that's the entrance. Okay. And now we're out. And how is getting out? That's fine, it works. Why is cave wet? I think it was just in the art direction that the caves are very humid environments. So we just wanted to represent that, with some wetness on the walls. It makes more sense when you have the drips, the drip stones too, because, they drip. So it makes sense that everything is kind of wet. Maybe we'll have dry caves in the future. Who knows? Okay, so this right here, this can be fun, right? If we want to do something here, let's put that. Let's put a floor first. This cannot be placed in the air. Ah, that's annoying. Oh, I got it. So, automatic. Can I? Okay. I said lo-fi. This is not lo-fi. I put a lo-fi playlist. Okay. Oh. So. There we go. Oh, this is very high, yeah, okay. So if I choose so I can have a little stairway going down, something going up, maybe. Yeah, okay, why? Sure, why not? Okay. Whoop. Alright, time to decorate this island. So, menu. And we'll go island editor, load. Yes, okay, I need to delete the other copies. There we go. Okay. So, what did we say? Okay, so we need a low slope to get on that island, that mountain right here. So let's do that. Oop. Up, sideways. Excellent. And now one in the cave. Here. Okay. Let's pick this one. Where am I? Here. Okay. Ooh. Why can't I? Oh my god. Okay, because it's not there. What is happening? Oh, it's there. There were two dots for some reason. That looks like a bug. Okay. Here. Okay. So this way, if people want to climb it, they can. Awesome. So now let's get decorating. So what do we want? So we said maybe a forest at the top and then a nice open area here. And that kind of happened because of the cave. So oops. Okay, so let's start with some vegetation. So flowers. Oh yeah, this is very big. So we kind of want to bring attention to the fact that there's a cave here. So we'll put some red flowers around here so that people kind of, it grabs their attention to this part of the map. We kind of use this a lot in the starting area. The red flowers are everywhere to just grab your attention. It kind of works. Okay, so big spots of white flowers. Not all of the islands have the same amount of love. Like, you can see that I'm very carefree with my flower placement here. But, you know, in the end, it's kind of a habit of knowing kind of where the flowers would look good. But there's always room for some changes if in the end something looks bad. Right here. Okay. Flowy, flowy. This is so much faster than before, because before we had to move them around with the sliders, just like I did for the island pieces. It was a pain in the butt. Let me tell you that. Okay, now big grass. Do we want big grass at some places? Because this tender grass is kind of nice for a prairie field. This long grass is much more rough. But maybe in the dark places, you know, where it would be very humid and will not get a lot of sun. So, like here. Oh. Yeah, here would be a good place to put it. Oh, this is strange. I'll need to fix that. Which piece is it? Is it this one? No. This one. There we go. Here. Oops. That was not my intention. I put it on the wrong island. So the nice thing is that they will automatically parent to the island you click on. So if I click here, it will parent to this island. And that's pretty cool because it will only affect that island. But if you click by accident on the wrong island, then you know it's gonna create some weird effects like this. That's why sometimes you see floating plants and floating trees in the demo. It's because we don't catch all of these these mistakes. All right. So But this can be very much more overgrown, since it's gonna be very damp and dark. Always kind of trying to make a path for the player to follow, so that they feel like it's not just an empty place, but they kind of have a sense of direction of where to go next. Obviously, they're free to go anywhere, but just having this little, path to walk makes it more carefree to explore. Okay, that should be good for this grass. Now, what could we place? Some extra dark grass in the bottom portion for sure. There we go. All right. Pretty cool, that's done. Now, do we want some water on this island, and where could the water be? Because having water on your island is pretty good, but I'm not sure where would be the best place. Maybe that could be actually like a waterfall or something. So then it gives you a reason to kind of build around that area. So if I go here, take the waterfall. No, not this one. This one here. Okay. Oof. Okay, so we're trying to have not too much like hard edges on the waterfall. Like this is well hidden. This is not so well hidden. Maybe we'll push it a bit further here. Maybe the solution will be to just add some kind of platform there. Yeah, I think that will be it. Okay, so that looks like a good depth, because you have to be careful with waterfalls, because if you place a waterfall too high, or any water pane really, what's going to happen is that the player's going to land here, and if they crouch, they're going to see this. So they're not going to be underwater, they're going to be under the water. So yeah, they'll look a bit weird. You can always stack two waterfalls on each other. Yes, you always risk like clipping issues and stuff like that. Like if I add another one here, like that, whoop, here. So at the intersection, you see that one is more opaque and one is not, because yeah, because of that reason. And even moving them slightly apart, still that has effect. So still has that effect. Sorry. So I'm thinking just quick fix. I'm just gonna put an island here, like that. Try to find kind of a square side. There you go. Done. Okay. Awesome. So water. So now we have it. Now what's next? Oh yeah, the pond assets. Let's put some cattails. That's what they're called. I think so. Here. Oh. There we go. Very cute. Let's maybe put some here just to hide to hide this area. So you have to be careful with cattails inland, because they can't be removed with anything. They probably will at some point, but as of now they can't. So if you put them on a place where it would be cool to build a base or remove them, that could potentially suck for the player. And I'm saying that because I don't know if many of you guys know, but we plan to implement a feature where any island that is created in the in the game is sent to us, and we get to choose some islands that we like to add into the game. So the whole point of having that island editor is to either have the island sharing on the workshop, or just having a bunch of fan-made islands in the game on its release. So that means that no, not the cursed ones. So not the cursed islands. So we're gonna handpick which ones. But yeah, basically, the more players we have, the more players engage with that island editor mechanic, the more islands we have in the game. So maybe after release we'll have a couple thousand. I don't know how much people would actually create islands, but we think it could be fun. Okay, so like that. I'll put some dirt at the bottom. So some people were asking where the dirt is. So it's next to the veggies here in the resource tab. So the dirt icon there. So the dirt will check every couple of seconds to update the ground. So as you can see, if I add a ball here, now it updates a couple of seconds later. Because of that, if you have too many assets on your island and it's asking too much performance to do that check, you'll see some buffering, some kind of stutter. So you can see it there. So every now and then there's a small buffer, not buffer, sorry, lag. So if you put too much, it's gonna freeze for a long time. So on one of my biggest islands, it freezes for about, I think, a minute, 10 seconds maybe, so 70 seconds before I'm able to move around for 1 second and then freeze for another minute. So there's a hidden function. If you just press F1, the check is gonna stop. So if you put new dirt, it's never gonna update anything. You can just press F1 to make the check again, and now you'll have that updated. So if I delete the dirt patches, can I? I want to delete. Yes, thank you. There we go. So if you're having performance issues with that, now you know. Hopefully there will be more player trying to add the editor. The island channel is quite empty. Yeah, indeed. Well, the editor is quite hard to use at the moment. It's very not user-friendly. There's a lot of functions missing. It's too... The cost is too high for the reward of having your own island. And we don't have a lot to put on the islands either. So eventually, hopefully, when it will become much more exciting and much more fast and accessible to create your own island, people will do that. Okay. That's great. Now, do we want some... We'll put the stones in later. Okay, let's go back to the the vegetation. So some flowers, we put that in. Some extra grass, we did. Maybe the cave will do last. Yeah, it is definitely not starter friendly. No, I agree. It is not. And that will be for the forest. Alright, so let's go to putting a forest somewhere. So we thought of maybe putting one around that that mountain. So let's try to put the... So the fir trees are cool, because they are our own, but they are not the classic Emerald Isle tree. So if we're trying to make a classic Emerald Isle biome, we should probably use just the basic trees, right? The uglier ones. But when you know how it works, it is still not user-friendly. Yes, indeed. Even for me, But it's something we're going to work on soon. So we have a list of different features we want to have in there to make it much, much easier to use. And, you know, that's kind of why we don't make a lot of islands for the game right now, because we know that time is not well invested, because once we have a better editor, it's going to be so much faster. So, yeah, hopefully one day we'll have the enhanced editor. Alright, let's make that forest. So, before I put all of these trees and it becomes hard to see what I'm doing, I'm gonna put some bushes down. So, soon? Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, when I say soon is next couple of months. I don't know how soon it will be. Maybe Max could say, because maybe he has a better idea of the timeline than me, but it's something we want to do in the couple in the next couple months. I did make one and send it over Discord as screenshots GIF, because I didn't activate sharing one for me to see before. It have 3 mistakes I did. I didn't care to update because it was like 5 AM. Understandable. much understandable. Okay, so the player will most likely climb from here and then from here. So they will kind of attack the forest from this angle here. So they will likely just jump off here, but the way back is from here. So that's maybe a mistake. We maybe want both ways to be the same place. This... If we have it like that, now you'll go out and go in from the same location. There we go. Okay. Placing bushes. So I'll place some bushes here and there just to guide the path I want to make. So let's do a path that goes right. Oh. My god. Okay. Let's do a path that goes this way and splits up and joins back. Oh. That was a mistake. There we go. That's not what I'm trying to do. I just want to add more. Okay. Okay. So here there's a path and people can go around it. And then here we're gonna have we need a path that goes down. So if you go here, you can go down here. And we need a path that goes up the mountain. And okay. So for potential secret locations, so I'm thinking maybe we should put something here, because you know it's not on the path. So maybe some hidden resource like a veggie or some bones or something. Now here, there should probably be some things to pick up to make it worth your while when you do the loop. Some kind of small reward at the top here, but maybe the biggest reward of all should be at the top here, because you know. That you think you're kind of at the top of the mountain, but you're not. You need to glide or something. So, okay. So I always start by pathing my forest like that, and then I can put in some decorations on the ground. So I'm not gonna use too many of these bushes, but just to shake things up a bit. Make it not too uniform. Okay. I'll make sure. There we go. Okay, now small trees. Okay, let's change. Let's pick this one. Add some more. All right. Now the paths are starting to be clearer. So you go here, and you can choose to go right or left. If you go right, you're gonna have this. You can go down. You're gonna have this. You can go up. Should maybe add some kind of helping hand here. Just this is fine, I think. Like that, to help you go up. Okay, and then if you go left instead, you have this path that leads down, and you have this path that leads up the mountain. Awesome. So, after that, the trees are going to be the very last thing. So we want to maybe put some rocks down. So I'm thinking here in the forest is going to be more like standard rocks. They're going to be moss covered to have this forest feeling. Like that. Why? Why? I'm trying to have it moss covered. When I move, it's not anymore. Whatever, okay. Oh, there we go. I just had to click somewhere else. Some here. Some here. Now I have to be careful because these ones emit light. So if I don't want my glowy forest, I just have to be aware of that. Okay. Now, yeah, I clicked on the slope, so just have to make sure that this is well inside. Okay. There we go. Placing the the props is it's a task, because if you have a very big island, you're doing the exact same thing, but with small variations everywhere. It just takes a long time. Now we have to make sure that there's this some rocks around each, some stones around each rock, because there's this satisfaction of just, you know, going around without really investing time, but still getting something out of it when you're just, you know, looking for something new or looking for your next objective. Kind of just want to pick some resource on the way. There we go. There. Oh. Sometimes small adjustments have to be made. Like this. That's good. Let's put some rocks here. Awesome. Okay, so the rocks are placed. Now I'm thinking of placing the very glowy rock on the rest of the island to make it very beautiful at night. But the forest I'm thinking of more like a less fantasy-like forest, because we already have some fantasy forest in the rest of the game. So let's switch things up. Trees, that's done. Can still put some particles, some night particles every here and there. Just to light things up a bit. Okay. Now, what kind of crops do we want to see here? Guys, I want your help. what's the crop that you're looking for the most when you play the game? Like, what's the one that's the rarest in your eyes, right, when you're exploring? Because maybe we can help that. Tomatoes and berries. Okay. So, tomatoes are actually the most common one. They are on the starting island and 3 other islands of the starting cluster. But they are kind of hard to find. Oh, I'm getting a call from a place I've been getting a call 3 times today. So either it's something very important or it's a scam. So let's do a reverse phone lookup. What was the number? They never leave a voicemail. If it was urgent, they would, right? No information. Okay. I never find wheat. Oh, wheat is actually on the starting island too. So when you go up the starting island, you'll find wheat. It's on the top of the island. But yeah, other than that, there's no other wheat, I think, yeah, in the starting cluster. So if you're kind of like thinking that you found everything on that starting island and you're ready to move on, then you're never gonna find that wheat. So yeah, wheat and some tomatoes. Tomatoes are great in forest, so let's put some. That's what they look like, by the way, in game. So you'll find these little red berries. Okay. So let's put just a few tomatoes, just to help people who can't find tomatoes. I'm joking at them. Okay, there we go. Then let's have this right here, like a berry top, right? So you climb the top of the mountain. Now you get a bunch of berries, which are used for the blueberry pie. So, you know, pretty useful. That is a lot of berries. And also, berry bushes and tomato plants, if you don't use the sickle on them and you just use E to pick up, they're actually going to regrow naturally. So if you choose this as your starting island, then as your home island, sorry, then you can just go take a hike in the forest every now and then and gather a bunch of fruits. And now I just realized that my goal was to test if the island was sailable, and I didn't do that. It should be New World 1, right? Little cherry tomatoes. Yes, cherry tomatoes, they're pretty good. Okay, so let's try to put a helm here. Oh no, the island is too heavy to pilot. Damn it. How heavy is it though? Like, how much do I need to remove to sail it? Max, is there a debug function to see that? I knew it. Time to chop that ass. Half of it. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of hard because if we want to have a cave, we kind of need all this stuff underneath. You know, all this extra stuff under where I am, like the plateau underneath. It's just to hide the cave. Damn, that sucks. No debug, sorry. Oh no. Okay, well, it's gonna be trial and error, maybe, of removing stuff. Or maybe, you know, it's gonna be one of those islands that you explore and that you don't. Because eventually in the game, we'll try to find a way to move this size of island. So, you know, making it as is with the intent of, you know, making a base on it and all that stuff is still worth it in the long run. Okay. Oh my god, what's under? Okay, it's the sun was hidden. Okay. Well, great. Okay. Quit to menu, island editor, load. Let's load this one. Propellers and wings. Gotcha. Oh, it's not. I think you're referring to moving this island. This size of island in the future. It's more of a optimization thing. Because if you move an island, you move everything that's on it with it. So if you have a bunch of trees, a bunch of assets, it causes heavy lag. So, you know, FPS drops to like 3. So it's going to be a question of optimizing the game enough to allow players to sail these islands. Okay. In the meantime, you know, we'll still have an island to finish. And I'm gonna work on the top of the island, and I'll check if the need arises to remove the bottom half. Maybe I can make 2 versions, you know, 2 copies, and one copy could be smaller and one be bigger. Better PC equal bigger islands to move available. Yeah, no, it's gonna be a hard limit for everyone, because otherwise it becomes a pay to win of like pay for a better PC and get a better island. Max, I have a question for you. So basically we have this variety option here. So you can have like some randomness when generating the island. If I have a very big island, but a chunk of it is a variety, and it doesn't spawn, is that island still too big to sail? Or because, you know, it has all these pieces? Or because a big chunk of it is missing, it can now be sailed? That's my question. Okay. So we were at this part here. So let's see. I did the rocks, right? Yeah. Okay. I did. Oh, I was doing the you know, berries and stuff. Okay. So I was saying some kind of reward for going around here. So maybe the small reward for just not losing your time is going to be a couple more berries. Not berries, sorry. Tomatoes. Because tomatoes are not used for the best meals in the game yet. Because... oh, that's a problem here. The weight is calculated after choosing which pieces is on the island. So, yeah, okay, so I could create a variety. That's good to know. My first cave island I created during the playtest is now too heavy to get moved. It is way smaller than your island, so I didn't think you can make it movable, sadly. Oh, that's sad. And yeah, I get what you mean. Well, at some point it's gonna... at some point they're gonna be movable again, right? Let's not lose hope. Let's not lose hope. So the thing I'm saying to Max, he's probably tired of me saying it, is that maybe we can have the world move around you instead of your island moving around the world. You know, make it the other way around. Maybe it's gonna help performance. We'll see. Okay, so this walk in the forest gives you a bunch of tomatoes. Now the top gives you a bunch of berries, and right here we said maybe we want some bones. Oh. Okay. So, bone behind here. Well hidden. So as you walk, if you don't go out of your way to go into the undergrowth, you're not gonna find these bones. There you go. Okay. Now bones, that's done, that's done. Oh, we said maybe some wheat, right? We already have 2 crops on this island. Maybe the next one could have wheat. Okay. So as far as plants, let's put some good-looking flowers. Just add some, you know, some pep, some color to it. There we go. Okay. Now flowers. I think we good, right? We have some flowers here, every here and there. Okay. Now let's put on some trees. Or before we put the trees, let's put some variation on the path, because the path right now is very, very clear. So I just want to add some, maybe some flour in the mix. That, maybe some kind of plants. It's still gonna be clear that it's the path, but you're gonna feel a bit more like you're walking in the forest amongst other plants. There we go. Max, is it hard to add new pieces, flowers, grass to island creating menu? Like, if it's hard for him, or if it's hard for like a mother that wants to add some new stuff. Because adding them to the menu, I don't think is the hardest part. I think, you know, implementing the object itself, you know, the 3D modeling, the art, and all that stuff. Yeah, exactly. So once it's in the game, it's easy to add them in the editor, but adding them in the game in the first place is what takes the most time, I'm assuming. Okay. And let's break it up with some darker grass as well. Oh, not this one. This right here. Am I missing something? So the big one is this. The medium one is this. Yeah, okay, that's what I want. So this just gives a nice, rougher texture to it. Oh. Okay. So now we would be ready to... I mean, first hitboxes, it's sure, yeah. Yeah, this takes a while. It depends on the complexity of the object. Yeah. Okay, so that's done. Now let's add some trees. Oh, purple flowers. We forgot about purple flowers. And also some of these assets. Yeah, these look good. We have maybe maybe I'm using too many assets here, but you know. Okay, so let's shake things up. Let's put some of these on the first level, like that. And then when we go to the top level, let's put something else. So maybe some of these white flowers grow as you go up. And now there are a lot more here. And same for this little thing. Maybe there's some here, but a lot down here. Okay. So now we would be ready for the trees. So, like, basic island shapes and rocks as easy parts, how long do it take to do? Oh, basic island parts, so like the rocks we use to model the islands, right? Yeah. Yeah. We usually do a bunch at a time. I'm reading Max Sensor, sorry if I seem like I'm just saying yeah in the void. Yeah, usually we do a bunch at a time. Like, this week Mary's working on a bunch of new construction pieces. Well, I don't know if... yeah, this week and last week she has been working on that. And we're gonna just implement them in a bunch, you know, so it's faster. Just one, it would take a while, because you just have to do the process. It really depends. Can be as simple as, yeah, 10 to 15 minutes or 2 or 3 hours. Yeah. So usually I think it's like a day or two when we do a bunch of pieces at once. So we were doing trees. Not trees. I keep saying trees. It's trees. Okay, so trees I have to be careful not to place them over stuff that I already placed down. Have to be careful also not to place too many, because we have 4 different versions. Okay, that's gonna do it for this one. Then alright, now this one is a small one, I think, right? Let's click it. Yeah, small one, okay. Okay. Couple of small trees here. Okay. And now the last one is a big one too, if I'm correct. Yeah, okay. So maybe I want to remove that one, because it could be nice to have kind of a vista when you get up here. So if I remove this, you go up here, and now you have a nice view. Okay. And maybe I want to hide that view with some trees before we get there. So maybe a small bush. Where are my small bushes? Here. Yeah, and here. Okay, no, like that. So as you go, you don't have that view, and now you have this. Okay. So now some extra trees. Yeah, so we use the trees a lot to guide the player. So, you know, right now this bush, I feel like it hides that light of the little hill, and it distracts from the path. So I'm gonna just remove it. Do I have the bush? Yeah, here. Where are you? That's one thing that's very annoying, is that you can't just select it. You have to find it in the list. Oh, there it is. Okay. Interesting. I normally start with the trees that I have a rough feel. Then I have a rough feeling for the atmosphere I tried to create. I started with trees too with my island. Yes, so I used to start with trees. That used to be my first step. But now I keep it as a last step because I realize that my workflow is much faster if I put trees last, because I can just from the top click everywhere and not obstruct my view. As long as I keep this kind of vision in my head of, you know, what the forest is going to look like, you know, I can be very confident that it's going to look great. And also it's the thing that creates the most shadows and all that stuff, so it's great to have that at the end to kind of control where your light is going to come from. So right now I added this tree just to create more shadows, so that when you enter the forest, you kind of feel more like you're inside of it, because without it you kind of have more of a prairie feeling, but I want a very deep forest feeling here, but I want it to open up again here so that you can see on the side. But you see here, when I move here, I can see that. So on my left, this kind of opening kind of destroys the feeling I'm trying to create. So I'll try to add one extra tree here. Maybe it's not enough. Maybe I'll have to place it here or something. Yeah, okay. But yeah, starting with trees for first, you know, for trying out how it works is fine. Because you kind of need to know how the little vegetation interacts with each other before you can confidently like start with the bushes instead of the trees. Where are my bones? Tomatoes? I put the bones after, right? Yeah, here it is. Okay. Bone, here. Oh, I forgot I have my bush that goes hanging here. Oh god, that's gonna be annoying. Oh, if it's not a burden, you could see our islands and point out some errors if you have time. Oh, yeah, I'd love that. Do you have the file? If you can send me the file, I'll gladly do that. Oh, that was pretty quick to find the wrong bush. Okay. So you enter here. Thank you so much for the sub. Sobano Suke? I didn't have time to read it correctly. My bad. Okay. Okay, that would be fine. You know, the forest can be asymmetric. So here you have the view. Here you have more an open sky. Here you have more of a undergrowth feeling, and here is more like open on the side, so that works. Okay. Great. Forest is done, but a forest doesn't really look like that. We kind of need to build up to it. So I'm gonna create some trees on the side, some bushes that go along the edges, just to make sure that it kind of feels like a natural forest. Alright, so some extra bushes perhaps here. Okay, so there we go. So now you kind of have an opening, something leading up to that forest area. First, I'm gonna go light on these bushes. Let's remove some of them. And also, some of these assets, feel free to, put in the ground. So if you want to make a very big bush, but put it down on the ground, you definitely can. Some of these look better upscaled than others. So, can create a nice feeling sometimes. Okay. It's in screenshot GIFs. Is your Discord username the same as yours? Or maybe did you just put it there? Screenshots GIF. Same, yes. So admin. Okay, excellent. So I'll just finish up with this, and then I'll go check it out. A little small bush here. Okay, so everything leads up to that forest. We can add some random bushes at some places. And now we'll want some shrubs every here and there. So, just a little place for it to hang out. Awesome. Now, we wanted some of these out here. Alright. That's good. Let's put some night particles here around these. Like that. Like that. Okay. Now, let's see. Maybe let's put some flax, right? Do we feel generous? Let's put some flax. I should probably go and learn where does flax grow naturally, like in shades, in the shade, in the sun, just to reflect it in my in my placement. Because right now it's a bit everywhere. Okay, so that's done. Now we have the trees, we have the rocks. Oh, we don't have the little ones, the little stones. Okay. Some here as well. Okay. Here, here, here. There we go. This doesn't have a lot of stones. Let's fix that. Alright. Okay. So that's good. That's that. I'm just looking through the list, seeing what I didn't put yet. So I think that's about it, right? So let's go at the top of the mountain. So here it's just an open area to build your base. You have a lot of flax to gather around. You can fall into the cave. The cave is gonna have a lot of resources, obviously, but I'm gonna do that maybe another time. You have the forest here with a bunch of bones, if you find it. You have tomatoes, you have blueberries, and at the very top, I'm thinking of maybe having some maybe a knowledge stone. Maybe the knowledge stone should be in the cave. So what should we have at the top? What could be a cool reward? We don't have... It could be nice to have the chests, honestly. To be able to put some more rewards up there. Because right now we have bones, some crops, and knowledge stones. It's basically what you can give, right? Oh, we have coal as well, but coal is only for the caves. So... yeah, stone family, something about that, yeah. A single carrot. I'm down with that. Okay. I'm gonna put it here. Those who know will know. Okay, single carrot. So yeah, so I'm thinking maybe we should do something related to the people that were here before. So I'll maybe scale this, rotate, put it down. Oh, like that. Then another one, rotate, put down. I'm gonna put this at the maximum or almost maximum. Rotate, put here. That. So I'm doing kind of an altar situation here. And then we can have some little people here. That's hard, I might have to do that manually. Okay, so... oops, no. Okay. And then one more. A single carrot surrounded by stoners. Yes, that's pretty much what that is. Okay, let's go a bit down. Oh, got it perfectly there. Okay. And now maybe we'll do something ominous. Maybe we'll do something like that. Is that too ominous? Is that too weird? No, wait. Let's put just the normal bones. This is so small. This looks like the bones of a child or an animal. Maybe I should put them a bit bigger. Oh, gotta go. Alright. Well, bye-bye, Chabeta. See you next week. Next week, when are you gonna have an event? Since this week I was a bit sick, I didn't do anything special. But next week we'll have someone on the team coming in. So hopefully we'll see you there. Alright, have a great night, man. Okay. There we go. Little altar for for those who came, from those who came before. Now perhaps we'll do something like this. Like some kind of tablet. I don't know. Okay. I'll put some dirt. All right. And then, what was I gonna say? Yeah, night particles. Just to add some little flair. There we go. I have to be careful not to put too much, because the night particles are still gonna be there once this is destroyed by the player. Okay. And now perhaps we have just a couple of small trees, because it's the top of the island. Some bushes. I'm gonna try to go very light on the vegetation here. Okay. And some flowers could look nice. All right. Okay, so for today I'll stop on this island. I'll probably continue the underside of it, like all the cave and the bottom, another time. Maybe on stream, maybe not. I just wanted to, you know, show my process for building the island, the forest, all that stuff. I took a very big island for the stream. Maybe I could have done a bunch of smaller ones. But yeah, I don't know how entertaining it is to see me build an island, so let's save this. Now I will go check Adamin's island. So Adamin, I can't seem to find any Adamin messages. Adamin, what? Oh, sorry. Adamin 970. No, I can't find any messages. You sure that you have the same name on the Discord? Oh, Adamin 97. Found it. Okay. mymap.rar and testy.rar. Which one should I pick? So my map and testy. Let's take both, shall we? All right. So download. I'll do a new folder. Okay. Extract. Extract. Oh, the map. Okay, the map is just the world. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. So resume editing. Oh, the map is the... Oh, right, okay, it's a save file. Gotcha, okay. So I will exit editor. And editor load testee. You better not give me a virus. Okay. Ooh. Like the shape of it. Oh my god, that's interesting. Okay. Damn, that's very vertical. Alright, so let's see. So I'll give as much feedback as I can. Okay, so this tree is probably okay. Maybe I'm just overthinking it, but basically most trees have, you know, the stump, and you have to make sure that the stump is some of the trees here, that the stump is visible. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Because if the stump is not visible, like if it's too low on the ground, some trees it's very easy to lose the stump, then you can't remove it, and it's always gonna grow back. It can be annoying. When using these bushes, just know that they can't be removed with a sickle or the door kit. They're always gonna be there. So if eventually you plan to make this an area where the player can build, then that is going to go through the floor if it's too low. So if you place them more around, it's going to be less disturbing, like annoying. But if it's not really an area that you plan to have as a like intentionally buildable space, then it doesn't really matter. This right here is pretty cool, but these cannot be removed. So this is also something to keep in mind. In case you want the player to be able to do whatever they want with this area, then this is going to stay there until the end of time, because it's stalactites, right? It's the same with the temple I made. I knew at the time that, you know, we don't really have the assets to do some furniture in stone, so that we put that in, but it can't be removed. But it's a cool idea. I like the little mountaintop here. I really like the shape of this too. Like the fact that you merge this into the lower one is pretty nice. Okay, let's go here. So usually the main problem with these is that, yeah, so you can see the side of these ones, like that. So these are fine, these are good. Just these ones, when you just go below and click, it's very easy to have them overhang like this. You can adjust their angle, but then everything is going to be angled, right? So there's no real cure. It looks good. Like, if people won't really go that close, so they won't see, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I like the fact that you have some overhanging things here. This division is pretty harsh, so you'll see that this wall right here is very, very straight, right? It's very, very flat, and you have the cave one here, so that division is going to appear. We don't really have a piece right now to divide it, to make it clearer, so it's not on you. And you know, here we have the same problem here. That's pretty fun. I wonder if there's a story behind that one, because right now just know that the player can, if they want to, start mining the lower ones, and then the top ones are gonna look like they're hanging in the air. So if that's something that you don't want to happen, you can just make them a bit more melded with the wall. And what I mean by that is that if I take this coal, for example, you can rotate it like that, so that it's still pretty similar, but when you remove the other ones, I'll just remove it because it's not the actual file. If you remove the other ones, now it looks like it's coming out of the wall instead of hanging above, like this, because the base is hidden there. So yeah, so if you have this, then it can be pretty cool to have, you know, them spurting out of there. Could be nice. That's pretty cool, like that. Just so you know, it's never gonna get dark in your cave because you don't have enough pieces for it to become dark, I think. Yeah, okay. So just so you know that That's one thing that will happen. Okay. Now, what happens when you go into here? Okay. So this right here might be a bit awkward because I'm feeling like the game tells me to go down. So I'm going to do that. But I know there might be something going up, and I'll try to go there. Just having a small, maybe pancake one. So placing something like that here. Like that at the exit of your cave. Will just make it a bit more welcoming to well, like this. Well, to either jump down or keep climbing up, you know. Now it's not perfect, but you know, you can have something like that. Here, that's the other exit of the cave. Now see here, because the player comes from the top here, they can kind of see the thing I was talking about. So these overhanging leaves are kind of seen. That's cool. Oh, this waterfall. When the player goes here and they go down here, their head will most likely be around here. So if they just crouch or something, they will be under the water. So my suggestion is just to make the water less deep. There you go. Okay. That's pretty cool. I like the cave shape. It's pretty unique. It the whole island feels very natural, which is a good thing. I like how you have these different biomes. You know, you come here, you have these fir trees. You go here, you have these this biome. Oh, that's nice. That's nice that you put the bones in the ground with some dirt. That's a cool idea. That's cool. Is that some kind of like old crop area from like the natives that were here before? Well, they're not the natives. They're just the civilization that was there before. That's pretty cool. So what the feeling I'm getting from this island is that it was inhabited before. So, you know, the table here, little crop area there, the geode, what looks like a table, because that rock is a bit too high, or a bit, you know, there's something that makes me feel like it's almost like a surface to cook on or something. Okay, so let's keep going up. So from here, it's pretty awkward to go up. Now I understand that if you put something, maybe it's gonna ruin your cave. Let's try. Yeah, okay, yeah, I see why. Like that. Yeah, no matter what you do, it's gonna be a bit weird. Yeah. There are some sideways slopes. So this one, it's pretty big. Yeah. So until we have a better piece, this might feel a bit awkward, but you know, if it works, it works. That's fun. It's a nice little a place for the knowledge stone. Alright. Oh, some corn, that's nice. Now, once again, I'm assuming this is intentional, because this is very much like a grid, so it doesn't feel natural to me. So if that's the intention, that's nice, because, you know, it's like a little garden. But if it's not, I'd suggest maybe moving them around a bit more. Is that some stairs? Were you trying... Okay, let me guess. Were you trying to have these all around as stairs that go up, and then you abandoned because it was it was too long? That's my what I'm thinking. Yeah, there we go. I tried to fit with smallest ones, but maybe just manable stone could work. Yeah, true. When you go up, you can see dirt starting and dirt down, and some skeletons to see and imagine tragic story. That's very funny. So there was someone here and they fell and they just died. That's pretty funny. I like that. I like that. Okay, so going from here to here. Oh, that's cool. that's pretty cool. So you have this little, like, underground pond. Now, be careful, because your stalactites are not attached to your ceiling. They are pretty hard to get right, because when you click, you always hit the hitbox by accident of something else. So just make sure that you raise them a bit after. Now, here we have different types of these pillars, so I suggest maybe, you know, changing things up a bit with the other type. So if you do this, you know, just here you have a different one. I would maybe, yeah, add some variations, because this look man carved. So if you were going for the carved by hand feeling, this is great. If you were going for a natural feeling, maybe have some more in the inside, like here. Maybe have some variations and less of them. That's a cool thing. Is that like a path? Because once again, everything feels very man-made, because, you know, it looks like stepping stones to go from one place to the other. It's kind of nice. Oh, what is that? What is this? This feels like a bug. So I don't know what the intention was, but it feels like it's not intentional. Yeah, so maybe if you're trying to convey an idea here, maybe there's a way to make sure that it doesn't look like it's not intentional. And you have some kind of... Oh, nice. Okay. So this is going to be very hard to access. Oh, also, if you put some things here, again, the orientation can be great to tweak around, because you have this very flat bottom. Now, I was going to say that this feels very flat too at the bottom, but if it's like a cave carved by hand, it makes sense that, you know, they dig up some area to live there. But a bunch of these pieces have flat bottoms, so it's hard to you know, it's hard to just have them hanging without it looking weird. Yeah, this will be hard to access with the glider. Maybe if you have just a little place to land so you can mine, or if your intention is to prevent the player from going there with the glider and encourage them to build there and then mine, then you can definitely do that. Because maybe the intention of that is like a prison or something. It looks like a place that people can't escape. And that is a lot of bones. Damn, that's pretty cool. Okay. I would maybe add some cave assets here, so decorate it a bit more. You know, we have a bunch of stuff in the cave decorations. You can place some dirt down. So if I place some dirt down like this. Okay. And then... Oh yeah, some of these are bugged. There will be dirt in the game, but they're just in the preview of the editor. It won't appear. So in the vegetation we have, you know, these little plants that you can add. You have these that look very nice. Some cave flowers. Some of these red plants. These bushes. And some moss as well. So, you know, just decorating this area would be very nice, because it looks like a nice surprise, right? So you can go down and find that and be like, oh wow, this is so awesome. But having that very much decorated will sell this discovery better. So I very much like the island. This maybe feels a little flat. I would either make it less flat or have some kind of pillar on the right to support the structure, because all this weight is hanging on the right, on the left of here. It feels like this would like just crumble. But yeah, a very nice island. It's a nice feeling of like some people were here before you. The installations that were there previously, like the field, can be removed, which is great if the player just wants to claim that island as theirs. I like the little tree variety. maybe I would blend it a bit more. So, you know, if you add one of these trees here, and then if you add one of these trees somewhere here, then slowly your island kind of becomes not like districts, but more like nature. Like, you know, you have one of these trees here, so you get the concept. So just having these biomes blend in with each other a bit more could feel great. And once again, this wall kind of feels out of place. It's very, very, very flat. So it's an asset we don't really use internally. I would probably replace that with some other stuff. Did you see my question above? Sorry. Oh, no, I don't think I did. Let's check. Nico, if you want, I also could send an island for feedback. Sure. Yeah, I like that. Go for it. With the islands comprised of individual land piece sets merge into each other to make one island. In the actual gameplay of Aloft, would those individual assets be clashing with each other, affecting frame rates and performance when being rendered in? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. But maybe Max could answer. Because I think the island itself is just one game object. It's one game object composed of these pieces. So whenever one of these pieces move, it moves with the others. So there's never like collisions between them. But maybe I'm not understanding this right. That wall was the first wall placed ever. Alright, so... yeah, so maybe that wall needs to be changed. Oh, that's a lot of pumpkins here. Be careful with the pumpkins, once again, some can be floating. I would maybe add some more around, just to hint at them. So if there was like one pumpkin here, and one pumpkin here, then you kind of hint at the fact that there are pumpkins in this area. So if the players is like, oh, I need pumpkin to do something, then they go look around, and then they find, whoa, this like reward of a bunch of pumpkins. So just hinting at what the player can find around the area is a great way to, a great way to reward them when they do find that thing. So overall, a really cool island. Yeah, the shape here is a bit awkward, but everything else is kind of great. I, gave you all the feedback I could find. Yeah, and underneath, looking great too. We don't have any weird issues. All right. So yeah, RKD fan, I'd be curious to see your island. Do we have... okay, island sharing. I see there's a new thing. All right. Download. So... oh, and water pond was made with 4 water. Oh, yeah. Yeah. If it works, it works. But maybe we'll see some clipping in between the panes, so you have to be careful. Alright. Island 12P. Let me cancel the checks. Oh, and we have some varieties, too. That's nice. Okay, decent size one. Very, very lush forest. That's cool. Same comment. I would maybe add some... just first thing I'm seeing is I would maybe add some of these birch trees at the beginning of that forest, just to blend in a bit more in between, like a gradient, Okay, so I'll just delete what I did. It's just not to mess with your island. There we go, and there we go. Okay, so let's check under. That's a nice shape. I like how it's not flat, so it actually gives the idea that it's a chunk of land. It's the one that can't move anymore. That's sad. Maybe just removing the underneath would work. I don't know. Okay, so let's say I fly and I land here. Boop. Now I explore. So I can see some potatoes. That's cool. Blueberries, potatoes. That's nice. I like how this forest is not too big. Like, no matter where I am, I can see the edges of it. And that works in its favor because it doesn't have a path. So when I'm moving around, I'm very lost. Like, I want to cover every inch of it because I don't know where I've already been. But it's not such an issue because I can see the bounds of it and I can orient myself. If it was part of a bigger island where I couldn't see the edges of it, it would be much more disorienting and much more frustrating. But now it's actually quite an enjoyable experience because you don't get that a lot in the loft right now, where like you get to just explore a forest that's made chaotically. Like, you know, it's made with no path intended. So it's nice. I'm feeling like I'm looking for berries and mushrooms and potatoes around. So it's pretty cool. I like that. Nice vegetation. Love the... You put some flowers. You put some... the rock formations are very nice. This sideways rock is pretty cool. Here, I just be careful. Like, all of this is great. Now, when you get here, it's like a corridor. You know, like these plantations where people just plant trees to make an artificial forest. Yeah, I did press F1. So it's not lagging anymore. So yeah, so maybe I would move a tree around or add some more here. It's great. I also like, I don't know if that was intentional, how there's a slight slope. So I'm slightly going up here. Oh, pumpkins, nice. See, this is a nice forest to explore. It's not too big, some rewards to be found. Is there some bones? Haven't found any bones. It's fine if there's no bones. I'm just looking for bones, because as a player, that's really what I'm looking for. Oh, that's nice. They're kind of resting on each other. I like the attention to detail on all these little... Yeah, some more pumpkins. That's nice. Okay, and now you get here. Whoa, and you have an opening area. That's cool. Some tomatoes. Awesome. Yeah, that's kind of great. So you have this... I don't know why, but my eye doesn't like this bush. Because, okay, I understand now. It's hiding a bone. Because my feeling is that I just want to go around. I just want to go walking in that forest the same way I walked in this one. So I just want to go around and check. But this kind of feels like a wall of bushes. And I understand it's kind of to block me from going to death, that bone. But it's just my feeling. I just get like, I would remove that with my sickle when I go there. Yeah, okay, so this is the one with bones, but they are hidden and you kind of have to look around the bushes to find them. That's nice. That's great. Do you have the... Okay. So, I feel it kind of weird. I feel it's kind of weird that all the green trees, like, I don't know how they're called, are the same model and approximately the same size. I know there's some variation to it. I would maybe remove some of these green trees, or because they are very much everywhere in this island. So if you have them in a way that, like on the east or the west side, there are more of these green trees, or if you have one or two of the bigger ones, or you just remove some of them, it could maybe feel more natural. Because here it feels like a specific density that's equal everywhere. If you want to, you can also reduce a lot the smaller ones, the smaller birch trees, because they look great when they're very small. Oh, that's what you did. Okay, it's the smallest one. I thought we had a smaller version. No, we don't. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's great. Awesome. And the pond here. That's a good depth. Perfect. Cool. We have some wheat here as a reward. That's great. Yeah, pretty cool. So overall, this is a very nice island. The flatness of it will make it a very good choice for a house. I feel like I'll want to just install my campfire around here in the open area. Maybe here, that would be my campfire spot. This, I would go get water here. And then I'd probably like build a house here, like in the woods. And I would like be happy having a house inside the woods. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, good use of decorations. Do you have lighting stones? Stones that light up. Okay, so at night this will okay, so we have some particles here. Okay, so my warning here would be that if the player wants to use this plateau as a house, these particles, you have probably 3 or 4 of them. They're not going to be removable. So inside the house they will show. And if you're just walking around and the rocks are not there anymore because they were mined, they're still going to be there. That's the problems we have. The problem we have with the temple in the current demo. You know, the big temple. If you destroy it, you still can't build there because there's too many lights. So if that's not an issue for you, we don't really mind. But if you want this to be a house building area, you can just lower the particles to make sure they're below an acceptable foundation level. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, great island. So it looks like a welcoming, wholesome island. The only thing I would maybe say, because yeah, as opposed to the previous island we saw, which took a lot of risks, you know, had a lot of ideas and creativity. This one feels like the island I'll want to build my base on, but there's not a lot of secrets. So it's not a bad thing. Not all islands need secrets. You have a bunch of decent rewards for the crops and all that stuff. You have this little pond that's nice, but you know. I apologize. I judged too fast. I judged way too fast. There is a secret. That explains the shape. Okay, okay. Okay, so I'll look at the comments because I didn't look at the comments. Okay. There is something hidden inside. Oh, it's been a while. You've been telling me that for a while. Could you press F1? Yeah, also noticed it. It's okay. I think there are no bones. Dump truck of that island is so big I need to have it underground. The right forest was intended as a young forest and the left as an elderly forest. Okay, that's pretty cool. My god, that song, I don't know why. Good to know. It was my first island. There's a secret. You finally found it. Yes, I finally found it. Okay. Okay. Cool entrance. I like it. Uh-huh. Okay, okay. Oh yeah. The glowing plants, the emitting particle, the thing that emits the light is a point, and it's at different it's at one or different locations in the plant. So right here, what happens is that the light is either too close or inside of the rock. So even though it looks like the plant is outside, the light itself is too close. So it looks very weird. So there's a way to fix that. Let's see if I can find your... It's gonna be in that section. Do we have... Okay, there we go. So just moving it, you know, on the side here fixes the issue. So just, you know, if it's inside, it's gonna look weird like this. Okay, so just moving it here or yeah, as you said, rotating also works. So when placing them, just be careful of that. That is freaking awesome. That is seriously awesome. So personally, I would put maybe some dirt in the water. But you know, if that's the style you intend to go with, it's fine. I just maybe add some extra vegetation to show that, you know, it's intended that this is a very much lush place, or maybe, you know, some of these to show that, you know, it's almost like a swamp because it's very lush. So that is super cool. 2 knowledge stones. As the designers, we try not to do that next to each other, like 2 easy knowledge stones like that. It's not easy because you had to find it, but just because you find one discovery and you find the other, and one discovery would have the same feeling, and sometimes it kind of removes the importance and the excitement of like, oh, I worked for like this thing, if like wherever you explore there's a lot of them. So we tried to remove some knowledge stones in the last demo, and we'll try to remove even more in the future, because the more content we have, the more, you know, we'll let players discover stuff in other ways than just knowledge stones. But, you know, I understand what you are trying to do is like, it's a cool reward because you found the cave. I absolutely love the fact that, you know, you have this like that. Just know that because only on variety, okay, there's a chance for it. Okay. I see. Okay. Wait, no. You have the pancake and the flat. Okay. So, oh, knowledge stone 1, is that it? Oh, okay, because you parent everything. Yeah, okay. So you have this, and you parent the knowledge stone on it. So there's a 50% chance that one of them will be there, and a 50% chance that the other will be there. So they will never be both there at the same time, right? And which one is this one? So this is... Whoa! Oh, it's 100% chance of this spawning. You can remove the cap of the eye. That's very fun. Okay. One thing I will say is that here, as you enter the cave, it's gonna get dark, right? It's gonna get very dark. And once you're here, you are no longer surrounded by 2 cave pieces, because on your right it's an opening, so it's gonna get lighter, and here it's gonna be as bright as in the daylight, except there's gonna be shadows, right? But it's gonna be very bright. So eventually we'll probably be able to do that kind of stuff and have the shadow there, but until then, maybe you want some kind of hole peeking through. So far, all of our islands that have this kind of big opening, we kind of try to have a tiny little bit of the sky showing, so that in the player's mind it kind of makes sense, right? Because you can look up and you see, oh, it's connected to the outside, and you can make it in a way that, you know, it's not even accessible from the top. It's just, you know, a well of light. It's kind of hard to do because you have to plan it in the middle of doing it, because right now it may be a bit late because everything is so well melded together. But yeah, so really love this island. Could I ask permission to add it into the game? Maybe? Could it be in the next demo? Yeah! Awesome. So if you make some changes on it, make sure to send the last version. But would be NR3 added to it? Oh, I don't know this. What does NR3 meaning? National Register of Refusal and Revocations. No, that's probably not it. Number 3. Would be number 3 added to it. Would be number 3 added to it? Wait, you mean that you made 2 other islands that were added to the game? I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. Oh, yeah. That's awesome. Alright. Yeah, because this was that's an exciting one. Alright. Awesome. Thank you so much for showing it. So, I don't have a lot of feedback except the fact that, you know, it's a pretty nice one. Alright. Almost 6 p.m. You know, when I started the stream today, I thought, I'm feeling very sick. I'm feeling very tired. I might just do like an hour and a half or 2 hour stream. But here we are 3 hours later. So let's return to just chatting. That was cool. I liked seeing your islands, guys. That was pretty fun. Next week, hopefully I won't be sick anymore. Those were a nice 3 hours. Yeah, I agree. So yeah, next week hopefully I won't be sick anymore. So I'll try maybe to invite someone over or do something fun. So we need to invite Kenzie back for to show the rest of the concept art. But if she's not available, I'll maybe find someone else. Maybe Mary could be a cool candidate, or you know, Emma, or anyone really, because you know most of the other employees have the artistic side, you know, like 3D animation, visual effects, or 3D models. It's very nice to show on stream. My work is more boring on stream. It's just spreadsheets and Google Docs. So yeah, we'll change something and upload it. Alright, thank you so much. Make sure to tag me, Orchidee, so that I know to download it. Thanks for the stream. I will make better islands with Variety now. Yeah, Variety can be a very useful feature. That's for sure. Awesome. Well, that's it for me, guys. Thanks again for showing up this week. Sorry for the slow-paced stream this week. I'll see you again next week. Alright. Bye-bye.